Alright, hello everyone, it's Mr. Punkwiz from Heavy Moanbound, and I wanted to do a little video today talking about a cool little cheese or something. I don't know if you want to call it a cheese, I just call it a cheese because I'm a Destiny player, but a sort of nice way to get a lot of ships very fast and very easily that I found in Starfield a couple days ago. I've been having a lot of fun with the game, been playing through the campaign, but one of the things I've been having a lot of trouble with is just finding ships in general. It took me fucking forever to upgrade my Frontier to a different ship that actually could, fight stuff in the later end, like mid-game and end-game, and that was causing me a lot of strife. One of the original ways I was doing it was basically just jumping from planet to planet, camping landing zones, and hoping for a ship to land, and that's a lot more difficult than it sounds, surprisingly. But luckily, I got through a certain quest line that I'm going to talk about in a second here, and I was able to basically farm a bunch of really, not bad ships for free. So the new best way I found to get new ships consistently, spoilers obviously, was going to Alkia City in the Cheyenne system and becoming a deputy. Basically, once you progress this quest a little bit farther past the little opening, which is honestly a good idea in the first place because you get a cool ship out of this entire quest line too, so it might be worth it to just complete the whole thing. You unlock a bounty board in the deputy headquarters. And this bounty board is really cool because it has repeatable bounties that include things like killing bandits, rescuing hostage ships, and fighting Crimson Fleet ships. And I think you can see where this is going now. Basically, what you're going to want to do is go to the mission board, the bounty board, and look for the bounties that say hunt down Crimson Fleet generals. Those ones will take you across the star systems to random places to fight Crimson Fleet ships that are, one, extremely easy to take down. They barely fight back. Maybe I just have a good ship, but I feel like I had zero trouble destroying one in every situation I've been in. And I've done a lot of these over the past few days. But yeah, these ships are super easy to kill. If you do the focus method where you target lock the engines and then break them, you can instantly dock them for extremely easy entrances. And once you get in and clean out the rest of the ship, they're basically free for the taking. I gotta warn though, there are a couple problems with the system. You'll need to have your piloting leveled up a little bit if you want to get any of the better ships, because a lot of them are class B and C ships that you can't really you can't steal unless you've gotten that certain level on pilot. So I would definitely say focus on pilot, which is honestly just good in general because I feel like I find so many awesome ships in the beginning of the game that I just couldn't use because I didn't have my pilot perk leveled up. Which also, actually, bonus side note here, this quest not only is good for stealing ships, but also good for leveling up your pilot system. You need to destroy 30 ships to even get to the unlock section of the piloting perk, so you can actually use Class B and C ships. So before you start, ship shopping, just grinding out these missions to get the 30 kills was very helpful. At least for me. And it's also not all fun and games when you actually catch the ships. They always, every single time in my experience, have had contraband on them, so you'll need to either register them at an outpost before taking them into big cities that require scanning, or my personal workaround was completely emptying the cargo bay, and by exploring the areas of my new ships looking for contraband, they could just be on like the walls and like cabinets and desks and stuff. They just sitting there. So do a thorough search of your ship before you try to land on any big cities. And they hide this shit really good too. In the video, you should be seeing me like find a couple on the desk and stuff. But I found ships that had them in like the very back room on the very back of the ship under like two other items. Like they do a really good job hiding the shit. It's surprising. And there's nothing less fun than flying back and forth to a main city trying to test for scans when you just keep getting hit for contraband every single time and you just can't find the piece. So like I said, your first plan should be to look around your ship for contraband, but if you still can't figure out what's causing the contraband tag, I've just jettisoned my cargo, and it's pretty much worked every time with being able to get my ship to land. But your mileage may vary, so But honestly, I'd say this whole thing's pretty much worth it because these are free ships that you can get extremely easily. They're way better than the starting ship, the Frontier. They're much more reliable than just planet hopping or hanging out in orbit around planets trying to find ships. It's basically just a guaranteed way to farm. Think of it more like Borderlands 2 than Borderlands 3, if that makes any sense. Oh, old Borderlands 3, like Borderlands 3 at launch. That was a terrible analogy. And plus, like as a bonus, you get a bunch of ships from this stuff. A lot of them aren't the best. The one in this video, for example, was an absolute trash heap, which I sold the second I landed on the planet, which is also a great way to make money. So you can, get a bunch of ships, sell them out, or sell them for parts, really just kind of tear them apart. You can do whatever you want with them, but the main point is they're extremely easy to get. You actually get a lot of bonus money from this entire system. You get the money from the bounty for completing the bounty of destroying the ship. You get the ship if you want to sell it, and you get extra contraband too, which you can sell at the black market, like places like the Den. So all in all, this is probably my favorite farm that I've found for Starfield. I've been taking the game slow, trying to just kind of enjoy the game and not trying to farm for resources like I do in most other games. But this one was just too good to pass up, and I felt like I wanted to talk about it because I really like it. And if it'll get more people to do the deputy quest, which is, in my opinion, one of the better quests of the game, at least so far from what I've seen, I think it's worth it. But anyways, I just wanted to point this out because I thought it was a cool little gameplay loop you could jump on if you're having trouble finding a ship like I was. It was literally driving me insane for the last 4 days trying to find a suitable ship to replace Frontier. So I felt like if anyone else was in trouble like me and needed help finding one, hopefully this would help. This is Mr. Punkwiz from Heavy Moanbound, signing out. I'll see you guys next time.